What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 73 of the Left Coast Leafs podcast. I'm Sean Orge, my good buddy Trevor Bast. It's the Pavel Kabina episode.
He was at Tampa Bay Lightning for a long time.
You played for the Leafs, though, right?
Yeah. I remember more as a Lightning, because I think he won a cup there.
Yeah.
And then he came to the Leafs at the tail end of his career, like many do. Wore an odd number. What's up with number 73?
Random.
Was he born in 73?
Could have been.
Yeah, maybe.
Could have been.
Yeah, that would have been something to research. But we really didn't research much for this pod. But
No.
How angry is Wyatt?
Wyatt was fucking fired up.
Does our first audio drop and he just sewers us?
Yeah, he's an asshole.
I think he's getting mad about the beer. I don't think he's getting much out of this deal.
Could he be cooler guy?
Maybe. He could be cooler guy. But I know I've known Wyatt for a long time, and he actually couldn't be any cooler.
So, interesting aroma to start the night in the podcast
Oh, yes.
room.
Yeah.
I've brought my dog over,
Had a doggy date.
Austin, with an O, over to hang out, and he dropped a big deuce in the pod room.
He dropped a deuce, like the Leafs dropped 2 points tonight against.
The fuck, we won. We got 2 points.
I was looking.
That was such a
I was
fail.
trying to make the proper analogy.
Oh my god!
Because dropping a deuce and the Leafs dropped 2 points into the standings.
Let's crack the beer. Let's get into the beer.
All right.
Because did you feel like a failure as you were saying that?
I was feeling like I should have just not said anything at all. It wasn't one of my finest moments. Oh, I see a very nice bottle cap from Fuggles and Warlock.
Ooh,
one of our faves.
I've had that. That's one of my favorite beers right now.
Oh, this is the dry hopped Sour Saison.
Oh, I thought it was a strawberry.
No, it's the Psy.
Ooh,
yeah.
I have not had this one then.
A delicate
fail. A delicately tart sour session, dry hopped with floral and citrusy Enigma and Ella hops, and finished with a hint of coriander. That's it.
That's good. I warmed up that first word for you.
You fucked that up. Where's the bottle opener?
I had it.
Fail.
I had it, and then there it is.
Right in
Everything's
front of you.
camouflaging. The table's a mess. I have to do a studio renovation.
We've been dropping shit in here.
We've been dropping beats and sound drops and all kinds of stuff.
I felt bad though. I'm like, Austin's usually really good, and just
no, dogs do that.
Yeah,
they do that.
Do you do that when you go to new places?
Like,
do you poo?
What's that reference I'm looking for? The
one where you're at the brewery in Vancouver and the people are having sex in the bathroom.
Yeah, no, but from the Harry Dunn, pull a Harry Dunn like Dumb and Dumber.
Oh yeah,
in the bathroom on a date. Okay, so this is a solid choice for Wyatt.
This is a great beer. It is citrusy, as the label did say, but this is it's a nice blend because you got the sour with it's a nice beer.
Yeah. So as non IPAs go to, because I know you're not big on the sour stuff sometimes, but this is one that you'd go with.
Well, I'll leave it at the end and go with my crushability rating.
Well, that's got so much flavor.
It's a lot of flavor.
It's a nice beer.
Will you get this in Saskatoon this weekend?
Maybe they have Fuggles. Going to Saskatoon, do some Christmas baking.
Like getting high?
No. Some actual oven baking.
Well, are you
Christmas treats.
Going to do baking or just watch baking?
I'll help. Yeah.
Define help.
You can't access the raw dough if you're not pretending to help. So I'm kind of just there for the raw dough.
Because you want to eat it?
Yeah, it's a family tradition that I haven't taken part of yet for many years. So going to go to Saskatoon and do some Christmas baking. You're going to the mainland this weekend?
Yeah, got some nice long weekend ahead of me. So
nice.
Looking forward to that.
Nice.
But before we get into everything, let's talk about the big 3-game win streak. You threw out kind of a salty tweet this week. This was our first...
This morning.
Was it this morning?
Yeah.
So very unlike you to be salty.
And usually so positive.
It very, but this is the first 3-game win streak since January of last year or this year.
On December 28th, 2018, the Leafs won for the 5th game in a row. Since then, they've won 4 games in a row once and 3 games in a row once.
Shocking.
So in almost a full calendar year, they've only had a 3 and a 4 game winning streak
It
once.
is fair to say in that full calendar year, they didn't play for 6 of those months.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, Christmas last year they finished off a winning streak, and then they haven't been as deep into that winning streak number.
So
before.
what do you think the win means? So 2 overtime wins with Philly and Vegas, and then mixed in with a dull game against LA that we won.
I think these are huge because I think the points that they've already left on the table are going to be huge down the stretch. So I think even though a lot of people think it's not time to panic, it's time to take care of your points. And it always is.
It was interesting
right?
because you've been really big pushing like the point projection.
Yeah.
Where on the recent Leaf report, Myrtle basically said that's all like BS the start of the year. It's because it's too much of a swing.
Right.
Do you feel like you need to respond?
I typically wouldn't be worried, except it's part of a trend that has gone from one season to the next.
Yes.
A malaise that's over this team and a power play slump.
Boring hockey.
Just boring hockey, not clutch. But then you can't say they played poorly against Boston in the playoffs, though. Like, it was a good series. They played...
Game 7 was pretty bad.
Well, Game 6, when they should have closed it out, they didn't.
Yeah. They should have, though.
They should have. So I would say if I was just like coming off of a season where they didn't make the playoffs and this was their start, it's okay. I mean, they're just 4 games over 500 now. But it's just there's a trend of about 50 to 70 regular season games here that just are the same. And we're probably, unless they hit a real heater, like a nice Islanders style 10-game winning streak, they may end up with less points for the second year in a row.
I think that it's looking forward to getting out on the road, though, to be able to have some time like just like as a team.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be important.
They haven't done that yet.
No.
They haven't even had time to practice as a team.
But I think they have quite a few games on the road coming up here, so it's one that should be interesting.
Yeah. So they had a power play goal tonight.
Yep.
It's kind of, we've been saying like, just have a plan, like go to one thing, and they finally went to Austin. He got some real nice one-timers off, but then he kind of took matters into his own hands and scored.
Yeah. Nice goal.
Great goal.
Good goal.
Before that, they'd said they were 2 for 32 slump on the power play.
Yeah, it was something. It was
it wasn't good. And so yesterday, this is funny because yesterday I texted you and said possible podcast topic, Barrie running the number one power play,
which I thought was a good idea.
And you thought it was a good idea.
Good idea.
And then the Leaf report came out. They took some listener questions.
Was it your question?
I know. Some guy said, all he said was, what do they have to do to get Barrie going? And so they said, well, maybe power play 1. So they kind of kick-started that content for us, but I'd like to continue on that conversation.
Because it's smart because, like, get them some points, get them a little bit of positive, like, mojo going. Like, because it's just been negative and shit.
Yeah.
So now it's like... Maybe he gets going now.
Because that is kind of that's his specialty. And when you think about it, correct me if I'm wrong, but Riley only became our power play quarterback last year. Like, wasn't he groomed for 3 years by Babcock to clean up the other parts of his game before he was rewarded with the power play?
just to fucking dig it back.
No, but it worked. It worked because he got 20 goals last year. Not all in the power play, but... So it's probably Babcock is probably feeling I'm sure he hasn't. I'm sure he's thought about it. But there might be peril in trying it in case it works.
Going like at a 2 for 30 pace, you would try something.
You would think so, because I don't think
especially when it's not his idea.
I don't think Riley's the type of player who would get a quivery lip over it. I think he wouldn't sulk about not being on the first power play. He would see...
You don't think he's a sulker?
No way.
I like Riley.
Yeah. Like, he's the guy that would understand that, right? So, I'm not all that concerned if they make the switch. And Barry's plays that role well, and he has a better shot. Not that you score from there anymore.
Our
But
entire power play isn't set for points from the shot, though. Like, it's not meant for that.
we take a lot of point shots, though, don't we? As a team.
Well, it's more there's shots from the point, but they're the guys like on the flank, like the guys, the wingers from the half boards there.
Yeah.
That's the shots that we're like really looking at.
Like, what do you think would have to happen for Babcock to even try and make that change?
Riley getting hurt.
That would be so. You think that this proposal is completely off the table?
Well, fuck, you go 5% for what, like 7 or 8 games, and you don't really change it up. At least their zone entries don't look atrocious anymore. That's not. At least they just get the puck in.
There were some bad zone entries tonight,
but
they weren't dropping it back. I'm done with the drop back.
No, it's like the drop like back that goes like diagonal too. It's just
the
terrible.
double drop. Like I would like to have a stopwatch, and over the course of a 2-minute power play, which every second is valuable.
Do you think
how much time's wasted on the drop back?
How proud do you think Babcock is for being like the coach that invented the drop back pass in the power play?
Did he?
It started in Detroit.
Then it was probably like Datsuk's idea. He probably went to him and said, "Hey, coach, this is what we do."
Do you think like Babcock just sits there and like smiles with stuff like that?
Oh yeah, he probably has like a Detroit Red Wing Hall of Fame room in his home that nobody knows about. He's got a shrine to Lidstrom, Datsuk, Zetterberg, Glendening, and Chris Osgood.
Glendening.
That's his wall of fame. It's probably in his bathroom. He's probably like just takes a shit, and you know how we all just look at our phone instead. Or he probably just stares at pictures of those guys.
Look at the dog shit on the ground.
So, yeah, but Barrie needs to. I think he needs to have some confidence. I don't think he's the guy that's going to figure this out 5-on-5, and it's a contract year. It's a big year for him to put up points too.
He's losing a lot of money.
It's not great. But Avs are clipping.
That trade for them's been great. Like, but Kerfoot's been awesome for us. Great third line center.
Yeah.
Like, he's everything that we need in the third line center.
Like I was saying to you earlier, when Hyman returns and whatever happens to Moore happens to Moore, we are actually at a point where our bottom 6 is probably relatively where it needs to be a contending team.
Fair.
Right? I mean, I love our bottom 6. Could they contribute more points? I think they need to start doing that a bit more.
Our third line with Kapanen, Soupy, and Kerfoot.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really good line.
And
then Moore on the fourth line.
Does Moore just drop right down?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Cappy obviously doesn't to the fourth line.
No.
So
Moore, I think he'll be a fantastic fourth line player.
So and Babcock will find ways to get him on the ice more often, like PK and stuff like that.
Such a loser.
So
you just gave me such a shitty more. Like, fuck.
I thought about that one all by myself.
You're just sitting there waiting to post that on Twitter now too, aren't you?
I don't even have my phone. But
Reggie was taking some videos.
He was. Were you Instagram living us, Reg?
No, I was just snapping some pics.
Okay, nice. Was it sucking in my gut?
Are you gonna post those pictures now?
I'll post them. Yeah, on my personal Instagram.
80 followers. You have more followers than I do.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I actually have a pretty solid personal Instagram game.
You're funny.
I try to be. I
try to be.
I may be batting 600, which would be a Hall of Fame in baseball.
Oh, big time.
Yeah,
but not
huge.
unless that's your on base though. Not quite.
No. What would my Corsi in baseball need to be to get in the Hall of Fame?
52.
52. But so that would leave us with a fourth line of Goat, Moore, and Timashov.
Timashov, Shore, or Spezza.
What is Shore though? Like, what really is Nick Shore? I don't understand him yet.
He is a male hockey player.
Yeah, no, but I think he might be he might slide off the depth chart a little bit. I think Timashov, Gauthier, Moore. That's a good fourth line.
We're only gonna have one additional spot, like Capmageddon is coming, and our lineup's gonna be fucked. I can't wait to the game when like we play with not a full lineup because of something, and Babcock just shows like the absolute like biggest shade towards Dubas about like not having a full lineup.
Yeah.
And if they lose, he'll make a comment too, basically like ripping Dubas and Babcock's way.
Well, what it was a few years ago that Calgary dressed 16 guys.
Yeah.
Because of the cap. But then they made an addendum to the CBA where a team couldn't do that. They were allowed to do something.
You have to play one game though without a full roster to access that.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Like I can't imagine a team like running a 15-man roster in an NHL game. That must have been brutal. What was up with Dermott only playing 5 minutes after those 2 periods today?
I don't think Babcock's high on him right now.
But then Hall and Dermott were out in the 3rd period for offensive zone faceoffs with 34.
I think let's give Dermott the CC treatment here. Let's give it 10 games before we get into it, because I think that's fair to get his legs under him and for us to.
Has he not been very good?
I think he's been great.
I mean, I think he's made more clean zone exit passes in 5 games than CC has all year.
Need to give it 10 games though to be fair, because Babcock's usage is craziness.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the beer?
Oh, I really like it.
So do I.
I'm gonna give it on our scale of for new listeners, which I doubt we have any, but 1 star is our lowest rating, and it's a glass and out, 1 and done on our crushability scale.
A Roman Polak.
Yeah, a Roman Polak, glass and out, change it up, or just go to bed. Number 2 is something we haven't seen yet this year. A Zach Hyman forecheck gets the job done, but it just leaves you wanting for more finish. You want to keep going, but you just can't because you're limited in your offensive upside.
How bad did you want to say a Trevor Moore joke there?
I wasn't even thinking it. And then our 3-star rating, which is our highest rating, crushability wise, Austin Matthews opening night
against Ottawa,
preferably against the Ottawa Senators. You just keep chugging.
You know what? For me, this is a solid Zach Hyman, like a 2.
You're a Hyman. I'm a Hyman, but on the Matthews side of a Hyman.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if I went out right now and bought 4 tall cans of this,
just feel like by the third,
I wouldn't go to work tomorrow.
By the 3rd tall can, it just started to feel a little too much, like the sourness, the fruitiness. It just be a little too much.
What would you? Okay, so you're sitting here drinking this beer. You had access to any snack or appy that you want. What would you have with this? What would you want for a side dish with this beer?
Nachos.
Nachos?
Yeah.
Yeah, a sour beer and some nachos.
Yeah.
The cheese kind of just resets the palate each time.
A little bit of heat.
Look
bit of
at
spice.
fucking us go, hey? We're reviewing the fuck out of this beer. Comparably to other beer reviews that we've done or not done.
Listener feedback.
I want to get your answer. I put up a poll today. It was
shocking.
If my name was Walter, I'd be Poll Walter. Because I like to poll. But to see, I'm warming up my
that was
I'm warming
such
up,
an awful.
I'm warming up my. I'm warming up my.
So bad.
I'm warming up my dad jokes. I'm seeing my dad this weekend.
I don't even know what that means.
And he does. He's listening too. And I put up a poll, and it stated that I listed the Leafs' next 10 games, and I said there's 20 points up for grabs, 13.5 over under. What's the number? And it was 70, about 60-40 for over in the final result. Next 10 games,
including like the game that was played
tonight. So we got 2 in the bank. So I'm giving you actually.
So you're saying we need 7.
I'm giving you a
to
handicap.
Go 7-3.
14 points.
I'm going to say over just because it's November Freddy time.
If they go 7-3 though, it could maybe be a loser point in one of those losses that they could maybe get 15 points out of it for you.
Yeah. Like I think they're about to go on a little bit of a heater right now.
I thought 13.5 was a good number too.
JT gets the winner. Like it's just like it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a heater time now.
Mitch, he held it just long enough. He got.
I was ready to yell.
Spinning.
I was about to yell at TV, like, "What the fuck are you doing, Mitch?" And then.
But really, at the end of the day, we really don't want Mitch shooting the puck much, do we?
No.
So there you go. So yeah, I mean, let's just be positive. We got a 3-game winning streak going. If you would have asked me that a week ago, would I like it? Yeah. Has it been pretty? No. Not very. But Babcock will probably say it was a beautiful game again tonight because he gets paid to win.
He won.
And he won. Yeah. So I got nothing until I wake up tomorrow morning and shoot out some nasty Babcock tweet because I haven't had my morning coffee yet.
Well, on that note, go Leafs, go.
Go Leafs, go.